Hello and welcome back to Vault Holocron, where today I am going to explain the Jawas. Jawas are the sentient furry humanoids which could be found in large groups on Avala 7, the rocky desert planet Mando first met Grogu on, Navarro, the volcanic planet Greef Karga lived on as an agent of the Bounty Hunters Guild, Tatooine, the desert planet Luke and Anakin grew up on, and the homeworld of the Tusken Raiders, and Vancor, the rocky crystalline planet the Gundark resided on. Although found on many planets, Jawas were native to Tatooine. Those off of Tatooine were referred to as off-world Jawas, and had red eyes. Jawas stood at 1 meter tall on average, could have black skin, black hair, yellow, orange or red eyes, and were furry. Once a young Jawa learned to walk, they were given the moisture-regulated and insulated robes which they would wear for the rest of their lives. The robes given to young Jawas were hemmed, meaning the edges were folded and sewed, up to the armpits. As Jawas grew up, the robes could be unfolded. The height of Jawas was measured by the number of hems they had. Jawas spoke Jawese, which used sense as well as sound, and Jawa trade talk. Jawas were typically scavengers and would take apart any droid, ships, or pod racers they could get. Now I'm going to explain notable Canon Jawas. First up is Chetcap, a male chief of a tribe of Jawas on Avala 7. He oversaw the dismantlement of the Razor Crest. When Din Djarin saw what the Jawas did to his ship, he killed a few Jawas and chased after them. However, he was stunned by the iron blasters on the Jawas sandcrawler. Later, along with Kill, Djarin negotiated with the Jawas in order to get his parts back. Djarin accepted the deal to get a Mudhorn egg for the Jawas. After a tough battle with the Mudhorn, Djarin returned to Chetcap with the egg and got his parts back. Next is Dasha, a male which lived on Tatooine. In 0BBY, he led the group of Jawas in the Junsland Wastes, which captured R2-D2. He was also well known for taunting a Krayt Dragon and surviving. Now for Jit, a female which lived on Tatooine. She was a chief mechanic during the time of the Galactic Civil War. Next up is Jot, a male which liked stories. Before Jot was born, a Krayt Dragon died on the place his house was going to be built. When he was young, he liked to tinker with things. This never satisfied his curiosity though. This curiosity made him wish to get off of Tatooine. Later, Jot worked in the Jawa mountain fortress and in a sandcrawler. While working in the fortress, he found a gap in the wall, which he used as his own room, storing his belongings in there. He loved his space so much, his work got worse as a consequence. One day, his sandcrawler came across a freighter. Inside was a pilot they assumed to be a bounty hunter, after having looked at his armour and a datapad for wanted criminals. Elsewhere, Jot found a droid with a working holoprojector and a memory core. He played a memory and was brought to tears by what he saw. This caused him to switch jobs so that he could watch memories from the droids, before he would have to delete them. One day, he looked into the memory core of R2-D2 and saw huge battles with Jedi and droid armies. Upon seeing this, he decided that he wanted to leave Tatooine and go be part of the universe around him. Next up is Killit, a male from Tatooine, which was present in Jabba's palace in 4ABY. He was present to hear the Max Rebo band play Jedi Rocks for Jabba and to see Ula be dropped into Patisa's pit and be eaten by Patisa. Later, Killit was present when Luke tried to negotiate for the release of his friends, but was dropped into Patisa's pit They were there when Luke killed Tita and was sentenced to death by Sarlacc along with his friends. Now for Killit, a male leader of a small Jawar clan. This clan was oppressed by a tribe of Tusken raiders. One day, Jenica Pierce, a member of the Rebel Alliance, worked with the Jawas by helping them deal with Tuskens for easier navigation of Tatooine in return. After the help from the rebels, Killit offered his clan's help for whenever the rebels needed it. He later granted this help in the Battle of Tatooine, in which the Rebel Alliance drove the Empire off of Tatooine during the Galactic Civil War. Next up is Nebbit, a male chief of a Jawar tribe on Tatooine. His tribe searched Tatooine for droids and technology they could sell. In 0 BBY, he sold C-3PO and R2-D2 to the Lars family. Later, the Empire, who were looking for R2-D2 and C-3PO, attacked Nebbit's tribe, killing most of them. As Nebbit died, he showed the Empire the direction of the Lars family home. Next is Het Nekik, a male which was present in Chalmun's spaceport cantina when Luke and Obi-Wan arrived in search of a pilot. Now for Snatcher, a male related to Jot. He found R2-D2 in the canyons on Tatooine. Next up is Tita, a female which lived on Tatooine and was part of a Jawar tribe in 9 BBY. She obtained and sold a T-16 Skyhopper toy to Obi-Wan Kenobi, which he bought for 75 credits. She also sold Kenobi his moisture evaporator processor board back to him after having stolen it, to which Kenobi remarked that she could have at least cleaned it. She also tried to sell Kenobi a Jedi belt, which he declined. Next is Unidentified Prisoner, a Jawar which had displeased Jabba. Jabba hired Greedo to capture the Jawar. Greedo captured the Jawar 3 times in all, because Greedo secretly gave the Jawar a means of escape when capturing them, so that he could get more money out of Jabba. Now for Unidentified Jawar Younglings, which were on the Galactic Society of Creature Enthusiasts Youngling Care Space Station. They liked to play games and scrap and hide parts of the space station. Next up is a Toonie, a pair of brothers and scrappers around just after the fall of the Galactic Empire. They competed in the Hunters of the Outer Rim tournament on Vespara. They were too short to enter, so they stood on each other's shoulders to reach the height requirement. They used oversized weapons, which they hid under their cloaks, but often they argued which weapon to use first. They had a rivalry with Dizzy and Slingshot, the modified droideka Dizzy piloted, because they targeted Slingshot, who was regarded as family by Dizzy. Next is Whitton, a male member of Jabba the Hutt's cult, which lived on Tatooine. In 4 ABY, they were present when Leia attempted to free Han, dressed as Boushh, but was captured. They were also present when Luke attempted to free his friends, but was dropped into Tita's pit. They were there when Luke killed Tita and was sentenced to death by Sarlacc along with his friends. Whitton was on Jabba's sail barge, the Katana, when the rebels fought Jabba's forces and blew up the Katana. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the Jawas, and bye.